Hello from Deming, New Mexico. I have a rant. I'll try to keep it really brief. So, in the last few days, a lot of people who write for newspapers are using the phrase Kabuki theater to describe something that has nothing to do with Kabuki theater. The Kabuki theater that surrounds the Supreme Court nomination. Kabuki theater is often Washington's response to complicated problems. Trying to make Kabuki theater into a metaphor for the vagaries of our politics really just seems dated and honestly ignorant. Newspaper writers for, I think the last century have had this habit of using the phrase Kabuki theater to describe sort of unofficial rituals or protocols that follow illogical, unwritten rules. And things seem to be mysterious and complex and don't make a whole lot of sense. And so they refer to this as Kabuki theater. We don't need to drag in this beautiful old tradition of Japanese performance art to describe that. I studied Kabuki theater as an undergraduate when I was a young actor. I actually had a Kabuki performer as one of my teachers, and I never did Kabuki, but it influenced my work a lot. It helped me to think about my performance with an external eye, that the visual aspect is very much part of what we do. Earlier, my training had been very sort of Strasbergian and very internal. Working in a non-Western tradition for a little bit actually really helped open up my imagination and my creativity. It's wonderful, it's very vivid, and you don't really get it by reading translations of Kabuki plays. It just doesn't translate that well as literature, but if you go to see it, wow, you really get it. It might not be your thing, but it's a tradition that is lovely and worth experiencing. It doesn't mean what these writers are pretending that it means. And so it's really just kind of a lazy cliche. What I would say to these writers, and I'm looking at you, most recently Carl Hulse of the New York Times and Jennifer Rubin of the Washington Post, but a lot of you do it, really try to think about what you think you're saying when you write down the phrase Kabuki theater, and then write that instead. Thanks.